Let me give you an example of what Will Roundtree does. Let me give you an example of how I show people so that they can stop messing up. Let me tell you how I prevent my athletes, my movie entertainers, and business men and women, how I prevent them from messing up. Okay, so this is actually one of my lines of credit. I actually just applied for it recently because I set up another special purpose vehicle solely just to go in and leverage my business as a hedge fund to go to the bank and get money from them. I'm not out here asking my friends, family, and relatives who stays in the pattern of poverty for money, when I can go to as many banks as I want and borrow money. See, as you see over here, went to Chase and actually got approved for a $200,000 line of credit. So I leveraged my Key Management Solutions LLC SPV to get a line of credit for $200,000 that I'm going to use only to buy cash flow. I'm not using this to take a trip. I'm not using this to buy clothes. I'm not using this to go to a concert or go to a fight, even though there is a fight coming up out here in Los Angeles. But I'm not using that money for any of that. I'm using this money, I'm using this debt, I'm using this line of credit solely to buy cash flow. So now I'm not self-financing my business or anything else. I'm buying cash flow, because as we go back to that quote I read to you, it's not about profit, it's about cash flow, because cash flow is what drives the business. Cash flow is the lifeline, is the bloodline. It is the barometer for everything that we do in our life, everything. So I'm using this line of credit solely to go buy cash flow. And so what did I do? So I set up my SPV, I got the line of credit, and then I went out there and I did this credit stacking, okay? I did this credit stacking. And then, I'm not sure if you guys can read this, it wouldn't let me blow it up more, but this is actually, and for those who have a magnifying glass or whatever, we tried to blow this up for you. Let me see if I could blow this up. I'm not sure if you guys can see it enlarged, but essentially, this is my very first real estate deal that I purchased in 2016, leveraging credit. Here's what I do. I go out there, I set up my SPV, I go to the bank and I get lines of credit, and I take that line of credit and then I come back and I buy cash flow, okay? So essentially, 2016, I went out and I purchased the property for $35,000, okay? I put my money down, so they gave me a loan amount of $24,000. So the bank covered a portion of the debt servicing. The bank covered a portion of the debt servicing. So you can see the loan amount was $24,000 after my down payment. Then from there, you'll see my interest rate was 9.5%. My interest rate was 9.5%. Okay, and then my monthly payment in principal. My monthly payment in principal, you can see, was $255 per month. $255 per month. Okay. Now, I had an escrow for my taxes, which came out to $66 per month, which brought my total monthly estimated to $322. Now, after property management fee, after insurance, it came out to about $500 per month. Now, this property was grossing about $925 per month. This property was grossing about $925 per month. So after all my expenses, I'm still making about $400 net profit. I'm still making about $400 net profit. Now, out of that $400, I'm paying the credit card debt off, which I think brought me down to maybe about $200 and some change. Okay. Now, here's fundamentally why people fail in real estate. They will see, oh man, this property is only making me $200 to $400 a month. It's not enough money, or it's not a lot of money. Not knowing that I'm playing the compounding effect. See, I'm playing the compounding effect because I don't care about the upfront money. I wasn't looking to flip this property and possibly make a couple $1,000s. Because here's one thing that I know. I could have flipped this property and possibly made $15,000 at the end, okay? That $15,000 is gone in several months because I'm celebrating, I'm spending it. This is the normal effect of how people work. Versus, I'm going to hold this property, I'm then going to refinance this property, take a cash out, pay the debt off. Now I have a property that is cash flowing. I'm going to keep it forever, and I'm going to go out and repeat that cycle because I'm looking to compound my cash flow. I'm not focused on trying to get rich today, because let me ask you all a question, okay? Let's assume most people on here make $150,000 and less, okay, a year, okay? Now, would it be safe to say that even if you are making up to $150,000 a year, are you living the life you want to live? If you were to stop working, would your money continue to come in? If you were to stop working today, would you still make money every single month? What is your net worth, okay? What is your current net worth? How much do you have in your 401k? How much do you have in your pension, which is probably going to disappear? How much do you have in insurance? If you got a primary residency mortgage, meaning, let's say you have your house that you live in. You got that beautiful house that you live in. The kids have a backyard. The dog can run around. You got a basketball court. You got 2 cars. What happens if something happened to you? Do you even have enough life insurance to cover that, so that your family continue to live that way? If something happened to you, God forbid, could your family still sustain the lifestyle that you have today? And yeah, don't forget about Uncle Sam. See, these are all of the things we don't think about. We're so stuck on, oh man, I make good money. Well, good money is not cash flow. Good money keeps you broke. See, here's something that I've learned too. The most dangerous financial place, or the most dangerous income for most people, is $75,000 to $150,000 a year, because they see those numbers, they hear those numbers, they think they've made it, until they went out there and got the $1,000 a month car note, they got a $3,000 mortgage, and just that right there, that $4,000 a month for living and driving is over 60% of your household income. You can't even afford to have an emergency. You can't afford to have an emergency. See, so once I went and got that SPV, and this is the actual property that I purchased, and that was that paperwork. See, one of the biggest issues for small and medium-sized business owners or entrepreneurs is they lack cash flow. With creating a SPV through the REI 90 program, in which I'm going to show you, I was able to create immediate cash flow with this one concept. Immediate. I've eliminated all of the headaches. I've eliminated the complexity, all because it's all based upon numbers. So once I set up my SPV, I was able to leverage my credit to secure bank funding. Once I got the bank funding, I took the funding and secured the funds with an income producing property, meaning the debt from the credit was paid by the property right here. The debt was serviced from the cash flow. This allowed me to stop self-financing my business and juggling my debt, because in business, as an entrepreneur, here's how life works for most entrepreneurs and business people, okay? So you got your personal income, and then you have your business income, okay? So now, let's say you quit your job. This is what a lot of entrepreneurs do. And you got $25,000 in savings, okay? But out of that $25,000 in savings, so let's say you have $25,000 in savings, and your monthly expenses is $3,000 a month, okay? So your monthly expenses is $3,000 a month, and you have $25,000 in savings. But your business expenses is also $3,500 a month. You want to get an office, you want to get a business vehicle, you want it to be downtown, you wanted all of the trappings of looking like you're in business, okay? So now you have $6,500 a month in expenses on business and in personal, okay? Now remember, you only have $25,000 in the bank. So now, who can tell me how many months of self-financing your personal expenses and business expenses do you have out of that $25,000? Who knows how many months you have to self-finance from the money in savings, 3.5 months. Okay, now you done ran out of money. This is the cycle of how entrepreneurs live. You run out of money. Okay, and so now what you're doing, you're gonna go out there and go start another business venture with no experience, no customers, no sales experience. You're shy, you're an introvert, you don't like social media. All of these excuses that we say to ourselves: I hate social media, I'm shy, I'm an introvert, and so now you're gonna go out there and create another $1,500 a month in expenses. Okay, so now you got $8,000 a month in monthly expenses. You don't quit your job, you don't ran out of $25,000, and the current business you're running right now makes you $2,000 a month. And you are working 40 hours a week for $2,000 a month, but you got $8,000 a month in expenses. This is the cycle of most business owners. Because remember, you still got your personal expenses. The biggest step that people skip is not knowing their numbers. This is normal right here. Everything that I'm showing you on this slide, in this visual, this is how most entrepreneurs live. Let's say you didn't quit your job and you make $3,000 a month. There's still a deficiency because you're making $5,000, but your total expenses between the businesses is $8,000 a month. And guess what you do from there? You go out and you go start another business. Well, maybe I'll do vending machines. So now you sell something in your house and you get up another $3,000 to go buy some old and outdated vending machines because somebody told you just put them in apartment complexes and go to banks and like. First of all, you shouldn't even buy the vending machines until you secure the contract. I don't even sell vending machines, and I know that. You go spend 30 grand in SBA pallets or a liquidation business, and you don't even build a website and know who to sell to. This is the story of the common entrepreneur. Or somebody told you can start a car rental business, so you go out there and you buy 5 cars at a $1,500 a month monthly payment each car. And so now you got $7,500 in car payments. That's not even including insurance. After insurance, you're $10,000 a month in debt servicing. And guess what? You got to compete with 100 other people who are renting out the same cars at a fraction of the cost. This is the cycle. And you're trying to self-finance all of this, and then you're wondering why you're going crazy, why you're stressed out, because all you have done was dug yourself a financial hole because you're in such a hurry to be rich, you end up broke because you don't understand the compounding of cash flow, the compounding of net income, how to set up an SPV. This is what we teach you.